Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is the requested mini-series for a villain Kirishima. In this series, I've given him a different villain name from his hero name. One, because he's now villain and not a hero, and two, because there's a little plot twist at the end. Well, maybe not a plot twist, but just a twist at the end. So I don't want to give away too much, but anyway. In this villain timeline, there's another UA class member mentioned, but I've also changed his hero name to a villain name too. So we'll see if you pick up who it is. I think it's pretty obvious. There are 10 parts all up, so this is a relatively short book, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. So here is the mini-series. Let's get to it. I proudly bring to you Blood Rampage, Part 1. Okay, honest question time. Why is there only one page for the villains? You asked your friend as you lay on your stomach on your bed next to her, looking through the latest Hero's Girlfriend magazine. Huh? She asked softly, adjusting her glasses as she looked up from a magazine to yours. See? You pointed to the page in front of you. There's only this one page, but look. You then flicked back a few pages, stopped, and read the titles of each page out loud to your friend while she listened quietly. Top 10 heroes, and then there's these pages that dedicate like almost a whole page to each of the top 10. You flicked through them to show her. Then you have top 10 heroes that look like villains, bachelor heroes, which hero would be your best suited partner, but then you flicked through to the final page of the magazine, which was a stark contrast to the other pages, as this one was just outlined in black and had a very bland font. And then there's only this one page for the villains. They don't even give any information on them unless they're top 10 most dangerous villains. And even then, there's only a tiny piece of information. It's basically zero information on them. But they're villains, your friend said meekly. Why are you even on this page? Why aren't I allowed to be interested in villains? You asked her. Are you? She asked, looking at you with surprise. But then her surprise looked faded. Actually, I know you, of course you are. Yeah, you said, looking at the page, finger sliding up the rap sheet of the dangerous villains till you got to one name. Blood Rampage? Your friend asked, seeing where you were pointing. Yeah, you sighed sadly. But he's not top 10 yet. He's 13th on the list. I'm waiting till he gets into top 10 so that they'll at least put a picture next to his name. How do you know about him? She asked, curious but afraid. Oh, I saw his photo once on the news. He is the hottest guy I've ever seen, you sighed dreamily. Your poor friend was mortified. Why are you like this? She asked softly. Why can't you just like heroes like the rest of us? But he's hot, and to be honest, he doesn't look like he's as dangerous as they say. But he's ranked 13th, she said. On the villain chart. He's a 13th ranked villain. Yeah, but what if he's only taken a puppy? What if he stole a puppy and that's it? You asked. I don't think that they get to rank 13 just for stealing a puppy, your friend deadpanned. Well, either way, I at least want a picture of him. I think he's far hotter than any of the heroes. I will never understand you, but I feel like I've been put on this earth to stop you from making any bad decisions. Your friend sighed as she plopped her head down onto the bed face first. You didn't know how to console her on that, so you just gingerly patted her back instead. They're there, you hummed as she pretended to cry. 2 months later, you came crashing into her room with the latest Hero's Girlfriend magazine in hand and held it high for her to behold. He did it! He did it! You gushed, barely holding back your excitement. The villain guy? She asked with a worried, concerned look on face. Yes, he made it to top 10. You need to see this guy, you squealed excitedly, bouncing over to the bed where she was waiting with not so much enthusiasm as what you had. You threw the magazine down on the bed and landed a split second behind it, finger on his picture. Your friend had to physically remove your finger to see the picture though, so the excitement was kind of washed off a little as she lifted your hand to take a look. You thought for sure that she was going to fall apart with love for this guy, but your friend was quiet and logical, and you knew that was never going to happen. But would it have killed her to at least pretended to be excited over him? He looks like a regular villain to me, she said softly. What? You screeched. He is not just some run-of-the-mill type villain. He is hot. Your friend hummed in an unsure voice. Oh, come on, you begged. Okay, Maybe this is just a bad picture, let me find another one. You pulled your phone from your pocket and opened your camera roll to where a disturbingly large collection of his photos was saved. Scrolling through them, you pointed out different angles, giving her a play-by-play of his features and how awesome they were. They don't talk much about his quirk, but it looks like he can sharpen or harden his body, you mused. Like in this one, see his smirking snarl here? Oh, sharp teeth. He's got to be something sharp. And apparently those who have been attacked by him all have razor-slash type injuries. You blabbed on and on about him, making your friend worry more and more with the sheer detail that you knew about this guy from the supposed lack of detail that they were giving about him. Can I tell you a secret? You finally said to her. I'm afraid, she replied. No, don't be. Okay, so on my 21st birthday, I want to meet him. He's like a little older than I am, but I really just want to meet him just once. I just want to tell him I think he's hot. He won't try and hurt me if I compliment him, right? He's a villain, she said slowly, hoping that by speaking slowly you would understand that you don't just casually stroll up to a villain and tell them that they're hot. They don't care about that. You blinked at her. Yes, and so, what's your point? She sighed despondently, but then remembered that it would probably be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to find a certain villain on your birthday. Hey, you whispered, cutting into her logical thinking session. Would you help make my dream come true? No, she said bluntly. Would you at least be there with me for my 21st? It's not far away, just a few months. The chances of all this coming together is 0 in 100, she thought as she looked at your excited face. Yeah, okay, I'll be there. You will? You gasped with excitement. Okay, awesome. It's going to be just you, me, and Blood Rampage. You had already looked off into the sunset as you said his villain name, and she rolled her eyes and pretended to gag. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm still here for you, she said before going back to reading about her favourite heroes. Those few months flew by, and although you hadn't told your friend about your exact plans to meet Blood Rampage, you had it all figured out. A professional stalker would have been super proud of your efforts to pinpoint this villain. You had it all mapped out and knew exactly where he usually struck. On the actual night, it was going to have to be up to chance, but you had made sure to pick a restaurant that was smack bang in the middle of his usual activity. Hey, let's go! You rushed your friend. We'll be late for the restaurant booking. You never book things. What are you talking about? She asked as she quickly jumped around while pulling her boots on, then fell in behind you as you made your way to the door and off down the street towards the bus stop. You were hoping that maybe you would meet him on the bus, and that way you could corner him for a bit and ask some pressing questions. But that was asking for a little bit too much. And there is part 1. Part 2 coming tomorrow. See you then.